everyone, and welcome to my Start to Stage video series. I have just, I think, under 8 weeks to go before I compete in I Compete Naturally fitness competition in Queensland as a fitness competitor. So just sharing with you the week that I've had, and I will just say it has not been great. I'm a fail. OMG. So I'll just get a bit of a stutter up as I talk about it. Well, we had Dimity's birthday, in which we went out for dinner to an Italian restaurant. And who can't go to an Italian restaurant without having dessert and all that yummy Italian food? We then had Rob's sister and family come to visit on the weekend, and she brought some really beautiful salads that I'm sure were filled with oil and all those good things. And we also had our cheat night, which is normally Saturday night in this house, which was calamari, chips and salads. So been off the rails at least 3 times in just the last week, and my weigh-in and my measurements showed it. So my weigh-in and measurement I did this morning showed that I put on 600 grams. And if you remember last week, I'd actually lost weight, but I'd lost lean muscle mass, which I said I'm not impressed about. Well, this week it showed that I've put on weight. It's showing that I've actually put it on as muscle mass and very little body fat. So it's actually come out as quite a good result, which is quite interesting. But I must say, I'm skeptical because the measurement showed I'd put on 1 centimeter in my waist, and I can just feel it, when you can just feel it. So I haven't had a great week. It hasn't been successful, and I'm back on the bike again this week and challenging myself to be 90% compliant. I feel like with 8 weeks to go that it's starting to get down to the wire. And my coach, Sarah, actually texted me yesterday and said, "How you going?" And I sort of said, food's not great. But as she said, well, you're pretty lean anyway. Like if you really just focus on the exercises, that's what's going to get you over the line. And I also believe that. I've been blessed enough to understand food enough to know how to speed up my metabolism. And I feel like I have a great metabolism from doing all the strength training that I've done over the years. And she's right. So I am very concentrated on my exercises. Last week, I told you that I was going to not do as much running and bring that back a little bit to hopefully increase my lean muscle mass, because when you do too much cardio as an aging woman, what does happen is your body eats into your lean muscle mass for energy, the glucose. It turns the glycogen from the muscle back into glucose and then uses it as energy. And it's not really what we're wanting to achieve. So I've been quite particular about increasing my protein, so making sure it's optimal. And I have pulled back on my running. Interestingly, I thought that it may affect me in regard to my mindset, and I actually think it has. So I've noticed I'm a little bit more on an emotional journey, up and down, up and down, up and down. The down being a little bit more negative, but maybe a little bit more focused on the future of things that are out of my control. So, things like my mum that's suffering cognitive decline, worrying about just things in life really that are out of my control. So what I decided to do was something about it, because I'm a great believer that I can sit around and complain that I don't feel great, or I can take that step, which is what I try and explain to all my ladies. Take the step. Like, you can't change if you do nothing different. And so I thought, well, I am feeling a little bit like on a bit of a roller coaster. I'm starting to feel anxiety. And this is crazy for me. I did not realize what anxiety actually was until really a year or two ago. Like, I knew about anxiety, but I would never have told you I suffer anxiety until I've really recognized I think I'm suffering anxiety most of the day. It's just I'm holding my breath. I'm noticing that I'm feeling rather tight, like sort of um, uptight would be a good word. So, anyway, girls, what I've decided to do, and I feel quite proactive about this, and I wanted to share it with you, is I've got hold of an app for my phone, and it is a free app. And it's a Dr. David, I think his name's Spiegel, and he's from Harvard University in America. And he created a app that helps people go into self hypnosis, and he has it around different categories. So one of the categories is stress and anxiety. So I got the app, it's free, and you're welcome to get it as well. The name of the app is called, I thought I would share it with you today, just in case you wanted to have a look at Reveri. R for Romeo, V for Victor, ERI, Reveri. And if you go into your Apple store or wherever you get your apps, it is free, and you just download it on your phone. And what he does is an introduction, and then you pick what area you want to focus on. So for me, it's stress and anxiety. And you basically do an 8 to 10 minute self hypnosis each day. And I've been doing that just after lunchtime. And I think it's helping me. So it really makes you aware that once again, you have control over your emotions, and it's just bringing you back to that practice and that awareness. And I feel like it is helping. So I'm going to continue on that line. So food needs a little bit more practice. Exercise, I feel like I'm completely there, trying my hardest, really going outside my comfort zone, really pushing the weights, which I absolutely love. I love the feeling of being strong, and I love the feeling of, just your body feeling really toned and strong, and there's no sort of looseness there. I feel sort of tight. So that's a really nice feeling. And I've been increasing my range of movement through my flexibility training, and that showed on the weekend. I went to pose coaching on the weekend, slipped on my new shoes with my ankle straps, which feel far better. And Mel, who's my posing coach, seemed to think I did better this week. So that was a tick. Whether I did or not, I don't know. I did feel a little bit more like I had a range of movement through my hips and through my lower back. So I'm sure that the extra flexibility training is helping there. So I feel like that was a positive thing that I did. Once again, I had said to Mel that I hadn't practiced my pose coaching, and I'd recognized in regard to my mindset that I was feeling a little bit like, I guess the word is negative, but it's like I kept having that feeling like, "Oh, we don't do this sort of stuff at our age." And it's like that's sort of what was coming across. And then I thought, this is ridiculous, Dana. You're choosing to go into this competition. You want to do your best. You want to get out there, and you want to overcome those negative thoughts and those negative behaviors. And part of the reason I'm doing this journey. So I really stepped it up. And since I've seen Mel, I have practiced my routine. So we've decided I've got to practice it daily. And I'm going to send her an accountability video at the end of the week, which I'm going to do, and keep myself focused and on track in regard to that. What else? I've got my bikini designer lady organized for the 9th of August. So that's good. Picking colors and all that sort of stuff. And then we've got to do a photographer. So I'm just looking into photographers at the moment to take some photos of me around that time, because my body will be in such good shape that it's a great opportunity to get some photos done just for memories. And there's so much work that goes into this, girls, that I think it is a worthwhile opportunity to get those photos to remind myself of how I was able to challenge myself and make it to that point. So I'm looking into photographers this week to get some photos done after the show, which will be exciting. And the only other thing, my sleep is fantastic, so that's really good. I feel like for the next week, I need to concentrate on food again, like make sure that I've got my preparation right, that I don't overindulge when I'm not needing to, and come back to my one cheat meal a week. Um, I'm a little bit lax with that. I sort of sometimes feel like, I'll be right, but I know that that's not the case, and that's not having a mindset of an athlete. That's having the mindset of a slacko. So I feel like I'm needing to change that this week. And yeah, what else did I want to share with you? So I just wanted to share the mindset piece, the exercise, the food, my measurements, they came in okay. And I guess the only other thing I wanted to share with you is I feel like my hormones are changing again. I am actually about to get a blood test done, but I feel like, and this just sounds crazy, but I feel like I've recognized that my estrogen has dropped out, bottom out. And I say that because I feel like, even though my lean muscle mass is increasing, I feel like I've lost lean muscle mass in my legs and my bottom. And I've noticed my pelvic floor in just the past few days has gone from being okay to not okay. And that can often be, at our age, a sign of low estrogen, creating like an incontinence type thing, because I have a strong pelvic floor, as we know from being a Pilates instructor. And we know that my pelvic floor was what we call hypotonic, which means it's basically was stuck on. And that was because I was constantly strengthening it, but I wasn't releasing it. So I had to do a lot of practice to get the release, which I've been able to do. But I feel maybe hormonal reasons, my pelvic floor has changed again. So I share that with you again because I just want to be open and honest in this journey. And it's probably another thing that's getting me down a little bit. I'm going to I'm getting blood tests done and get back to the doctors and maybe see if I need to address that in some way. Because once again, I don't want to be one of those women that sit on the sideline complaining about what's wrong in my life, but not choosing to do anything about it. So I want to just keep ticking these boxes as they come along and do something about it. I do know that with like a hormonal incontinence, you can get like an estrogen cream, and it basically can change your world rather quickly. So I'm hopeful that maybe that is all it is. But anyway, once again, I will share with you what those results were after I've had the next blood test. Any other news I wanted to share is we've got the puppy rocking and rolling. Not. So I'm having success with the puppy of a morning, getting him, he's sleeping all through the night, getting him out in the morning. He's doing all these things, his number ones and his number twos, and he's sitting down before I feed him. So he's ticking all the boxes there. In regard to his walks, he's a work in progress. He wants to stop and smell and be curious about every moment of the walk, which I'm assuming is quite normal for puppies. We have been looking at puppy school. The one that starts most soon is 26 July. So we're thinking of putting him into that one. And I think it will just help both Rob and I get on the same page as to how we train him. And yeah, so all is good in puppy world. I do enjoy having him, and Rob not so much so, but I'm sure he's going to come around to loving him. He's trying to give him away most days. I'm feeling positive that all's well that ends well. Puppies get around everybody, don't they? At the end of the day, I notice our dog Pluto is following Rob when we go for a walk, and if Rob stops, Pluto stops. So I think that's a nice thing. So he's letting Rob know that he is aware of him. Anyway, all's good. Rob's kids have moved into their very first home they've bought, which is really exciting for them. Once again, we've lost them out of our home, which is fantastic. Like, we've got our home back, but at another level, I loved the young energy in my home. Like, you know, they come home, they tell you about their day, and they're excited about their future and their life. And so when they leave, it brings it back to remembering that I've got to step up, as does Rob, and create that excitement in our life and not really rely on outsiders to bring that into us, but us bring that to ourselves. So once again, I think probably a little bit of an aha awareness, and I think the puppy is definitely bringing some excitement into our world, which is fantastic. Alrighty, guys, it's sounding like I'm a bit of a sad sack this week, and I don't mean to sound that way. I'm feeling super grateful and happy that I've got it all going, and I've got my health. So, you know, I am very happy about everything and excited to be helping all my clients and all my women over the age of 40. I feel sad for those women in lockdown, still trying to figure out how I can help those women online. And yeah, so all is good. All right, well, thanks for sharing in this journey with me. We're on the countdown, we're in single digits, and I will get back with you next week feeling, I'm sure, more upbeat, high, and flying with life. That's the plan anyway. All right, guys, have a great day. Take care. Bye.